Alright, continuing on with the achievement hunt. On the last video I had a comment that suggested getting lemur and mongoose at the same time. Last time it was okapi and gazelle at the same time. And lemur and mongoose, although they don't really make any sense together because they're both toy pets, the reason they were requested is that they were the only remaining pets that I had never even purchased a level 3. So since they're both in puppy pack, we're going to try and do it in here. That does mean we're not going to have access to blobfish or alpaca, crow, all the ways that you can get chocolate more easily. But since lemur is a tier 2, we should be able to get the level 3 lemur maybe even before we find the first mongoose. So here I end up with a great dromedary start, and I decide to keep one of the lemurs frozen, and then we'll just take garlic press, which is just so good. Really can't pass that up. But now I'm just going to greed as much as possible and try and get the lemur in the shop boosted up. Here's someone that almost has level 3 beetle on turn 4, so we lose there. And you can see though that the lemur on the left is already 8-10 on turn 5. Now I'm trying to decide if I need to bring it in or not, and I think I'm just going to take the lower statted lemur and just give it garlic, because eventually we know that we're going to stop using the lemur toy anyway. So nice to just get some equipment on there early. And it does mean that the toy will pass over the lemur and go to the tropical fish instead. Although usually it doesn't make any difference. It does actually result in a kill there, I think. So we get a draw. And notice that I think both the last two teams had lemur as well. It's a very popular pet for good reason. I think I am going to hold on to it a bit here though, because we ended up getting away with the tie. So yeah, we'll bring in the tar so that the dromedary is a little bit more effective, and just keep stacking the buffs onto the lemur in the shop. The only thing that I don't like about using the dromedaries in this way is that because I really want to get the level 3 lemur as soon as possible, we are kind of wasting shop space. However, I am going to get very lucky coming up pretty soon. I think we're going to get some really favourable rolls. And then we're going to take Gariol and just forget about the lemur's toy ability for now. There is flying squirrel as well, and I don't remember if I take it. I probably should just freeze it. Yeah, and there we go. There's the roll, rolling into double lemur in the empty shop slots. So we're going to get very close to having the level 3 before we've even seen a single mongoose, I think. And again, we get away with a draw, which is it's just it's so nice when that happens and you end up getting the extra turns of dromedary scaling when you thought you were probably going to have to give up. However, I am going to buy the lemur now, and we're just going to keep working on the flying squirrel instead. Because once we get the mongoose, it's pretty important that we can maintain the coconut or peanut toy as long as possible. And actually we roll another lemur in one of the empty spaces. So you can see the kind of luck that was required to get this double going. Of course, we still need to find an awful lot of chocolates in the late game for the mongoose. But there are some ways to mitigate that. We do have goat and, well, not just chocolates and more duplicates of the pet itself. We do also have sauropod and goat, which can be used to save some gold. So if we buy a chocolate, we get a little bit of money back. And if we have goat, we buy a pet, then we get some money back as well. So here I get the elephant seal plus sauropod pairing, and I'm going to take the flying squirrel now, freeze the 2 tier 6s, and then we can look to replace the dromedaries next turn. And I was going to need some kind of scaling engine to have any real chance at this. The dromedaries are not going to work for the rest of the game. And because lemur is tier 2, I mean, we could use T-Rex as long as we brought in enough other pets, but I felt like sauropod just makes sense in terms of discounting the chocolates. gives us that better chance of actually getting the mongoose to level 3 in time. And I'm just going to buy whatever food is available. And watching this back, it's kind of funny to me that I have the level 3 radio here because I almost never take it. I think when I first started playing the pack, I was taking it all the time rather than garlic. But I think these days in pack 2 and in customs, it's just garlic all the way and the radio never gets a look in. So yeah, now we're on turn 11, we can look for mongoose, and we just need to, then we can replace the dromedary. So we'll definitely take any decent perk onto the elephant seal as well. And so there's a chocolate, but I am going to spend it on the elephant seal instead of waiting for the mongoose, and that's partly because I don't want to freeze the food shop. We're also only on 3 trophies, so we are going to need the level 2 or higher elephant seal. You know, there's just no way. And this is kind of funny. This team uses the whale shark to eat the peanut. Not sure that's great value there, getting the +2 stats when it could be a peanut on a different unit. So we get the level 2 elephant seal, and I am just going to feed it the rice here, since it's only 2 gold. Unfortunately, we then roll the double stat food. But there is the first mongoose, and it is going to be kind of painful replacing the dromedary for a 4-3, although it is level 2 dromedary, so it will be a 6-5 next turn. But if we buy the mongoose and then maybe buy 2 perks from elephant seal, we are getting a huge amount of stats in one turn. You can see, because we had a poor start, we are facing rather weak teams. And so we're only really worried about those teams that managed to get kind of a big goldfish pivot working. So we'll take the coconut now. It does mean that the melon will get replaced on the lemur, but that's okay. I'm fine with that. And I think, yeah, we'll just keep buying perks. So mongoose up to 12-11 in one turn. That's not too bad, I think. But now we just need to focus on getting the level 2 as soon as possible. And I think, yeah, I was considering moving the positioning there, but we'll just leave the sauropod until we get the level 2 mongoose. And there were quite a few games where I got to this kind of stage and I didn't have the flying squirrel. And so if you go one turn without finding the mongoose to refresh the toy, it can be very punishing, especially if you don't already have the melon on the front units. So I get a chocolate there. I'm not going to upgrade the sauropod, I don't think, but I am going to keep buying perks onto the elephant seal. Okay, maybe I am going to go for it, since it's that will work out exactly for the gold that we have. I guess it does make sense, you know, if you go up to level 2 sauropod, then you're making each chocolate so much cheaper, you could potentially get all the chocolates you need in one turn. I can't remember exactly what happens, but I think I am going to find at least one more mongoose naturally, so that we can get the level 2. Of course, the toy pets don't actually upgrade the toys when you just buy chocolate onto them, which I guess is why people just don't do that normally. We'll take the pancakes though. We have to be aware that we're going to be facing lots of teams that have multiple T-Rexes or other teams with elephant seal. There's plenty of teams that will have a poodle as well. So it's a scaling pack. You really just have to lean into the scaling to give yourself any kind of a chance. Of course, there's the buy-sell teams as well. Here's Buffalo, and they copy my biggest unit with the butterfly, but thankfully the rest of our team is strong enough. I always hate seeing a butterfly or caterpillar on the opposing team. So there's a chocolate, and we get a little bit of gold back from the sauropod, and I greedily roll there. I should have maybe just bought the pancakes instead. But there's another chocolate as well. However, if we win here, we'll be on to 9 wins. And I mean, I like to see mole teams, but I think the coconut here, it makes such a difference when the coconut doesn't just immediately get broken by mantis shrimp or covered up by bat. So we'll take the chocolate onto the mongoose. Maybe I could have taken the sauropod there, but I guess because I'm on 9 wins, I'm just panicking a little bit. Yeah, we do not find the chocolate or the mongoose in time. So now it's time to try and throw. So we put the lemur to the back, mongoose to the front. I mean, I could put elephant seal to the front, although it will buff the rest of the team. It's probably okay to do that though, because having a 10 attack unit take the coconut is probably enough of a detriment. You can see though I am thinking about it. We are a level 2 mongoose now, so elephant seal first or second is going to result in the ability triggering. And actually, yeah, I end up deciding that I am actually just going to sell the elephant seal. And luckily we immediately roll into chocolate. And so we can rearrange for the 4 squad and hope that somehow this is going to be good enough. It does mean that we have lost all our scaling though, so we really just have to hope that that was a wise decision. Yeah, I'm unfreezing I'm not sure why I unfroze the melon there. And this is absolutely incredible. And I am going to pause it here because I really want to salute this person who has been grinding Puppy Pack trying to get this crazy bounty with mole, triple whale shark, and axolotl. So that means that the mole's ability can never go off. So wisely, they've got the level 1 mole here at the last second with the stake. And I'll actually show the clip that they posted in the Discord of how this run turned out. But here on turn 17, facing my 4 squad, the coconut isn't going to be good enough because the whale shark stats are just so big. And we actually lose to the bounty team, which is pretty hilarious given that they'd played, I think it was 100 plus hours they said. I assume that's not an exaggeration because that team really is not very good at all. So now we can bring in a 5th pet. We're still on 1 heart. We're just going to hope that bringing in the puma, which is going to give us an extra coconut. Yeah, I probably should just take pie here. And maybe move the mongoose up so that it gets the coconut as well. And keep the lemon. Okay, we're just going to replace the lemon. And then this team is more typical for pack 2, although they have kept tropical fish and bluebird for probably a bit too long. And so the level 3 lemur and mongoose team gets the win. But that moment of facing the bounty team is one of my favorite things that's happened this entire year. And I've played a lot of SAP this year. So here's the clip that was posted in the Discord. You can see the mole whale shark team loses on 9 wins, 2 hearts. And is just going to keep increasing the stats. However, unfortunate incident is about to happen now, which is accidentally combining 2 of the whale sharks. And they end up facing a golden pack opponent. And I think, I'm not 100% certain, but I think if that combination hadn't happened by accident, this would have been a tie. But in the end, that team actually lost. But such a shame. But I mean, in the SAP multiverse, they did end up beating me. So, you know, it's an honorary bounty completion, I think. So here are some other bonus clips. This is just another example of me going down to the 4 squad. I was trying to throw with the lemur at the back. But this time we're on 1 heart. And the matchmaking's... Well, to be fair, the matchmaking is relatively kind because it gives us this whale shark team, which we could have beaten if we'd had a full team of 5, but it wasn't to be and the T-Rex was left over. And then this one, I was trying to use level 3 hatching chick, so we're getting some free chocolate every turn to try and speed up the level ups on both the lemur and the mongoose. And this is why Raccoon has been removed from Puppy Pack, because it's just so hilariously broken. And it's weird to me that hardly anyone plays it, but there you go. What was that? Turn 14 and tier 3 solos an entire squad that included level 2 coconut from the mongoose.